What did you hope to gain from your second trip down there at IMG?
I think we've made some tweaks in what we're doing. So installing and then kind of working on those tweaks. So I think accomplished, mission accomplished, and then the conditioning piece and getting our guys prepared physically and for the season. And then I think the third thing is just team building. That's a great thing about going away for camp. We had our morning session, which and then we had a night session, which was more film, and then we did a lot of fun stuff to just kind of get a laugh and get the guys interacting amongst themselves.
What different does the installation plan look for you in year 2 compared to year 1?
Probably not as much of an emphasis on the install, because we're going to do a lot of the same stuff. 90% of the same stuff. So there wasn't, last year I felt like a real urgency. Like, man, we have to put in basically a whole system. Now we kind of know what we're doing, and like I said, it's more tweaks than massive installs.
Kenny, we just got done watching Luke Travis put some shots up. He had some goggles on. Could you explain a little bit further?
Man, you got to get Alex over here with that. But I like what you got to try different stuff. Obviously, it's got to be like proven, scientifically. We're not just kind of, we do, study this stuff. Our, research and development. This is one of the apparatuses that we thought was worth trying. And the way we like to do it is start with our younger players, right? If you ask Don to kind of put on those glasses and he's 42% three-point shooter, you might not get to, so we and I do think we're willing to, explore and try out different things. And I haven't tried them, super uncomfortable at first, and then the more shots you get up, the more comfortable you feel with it.
What are you seeing?
So I guess when you take the shot, it blacks out.
Okay.
So you kind of as soon as you release the shot, it goes dark, like you can't see anything, and then you want to get feedback, like personal feed, short. What did you, while it is blacked out, you say short, long, left, right, and then it comes back on like normal. So you have to talk to Alex about what the science is behind that. But I tried it. I thought it was interesting. Luke's obviously bought into it, so we'll see. The proof is in. See if we can get him to be a better shooter.
How'd you guys get started? How'd you learn about the goggles?
So we have a research and development team. They're always throwing ideas at us, and we as a staff have to say, wow, this sounds really good, or this is really silly, or this is worth the effort to try. This isn't. So we're constantly having those discussions, and some we say, okay, let's try this, and that's with that's with development, that's with tactics. It's kind of our mentality, explore what's outside the lines, that maybe can help us inside the lines.
Just goes to show you how all these different teams are doing so many different things to try to improve shooting, right?
It's an arms race. I don't know if that's a correct.
Right. So what?
Like there's
would be, why is it so hard to develop shooting?
Okay. It's really funny. Like I could talk to 10 expert coaches on shooting, and they'd have 10 different opinions on what the right way to teach it is. And I'm not saying we found the answer either. Like so. That's what makes it really kind of difficult because you have so many opinions on what the best way to teach shooting is. We obviously have a way we do it, and we're committed to it, and we're doing it. But find another team in the league, and they do it completely different. So yeah, you think it would be more unified. My only thing, and I don't know, I'm not I'm not an baseball expert, but things have changed in the baseball world, right? Like, I don't know. It used to be I remember my dad used to say swing even.
Level.
And now they swing level.
Yep.
And now what do they swing up?
Yeah.
So,
Launch angle.
so that person that was right about level swing, maybe, what was my dad always used to say during tennis, like when you play tennis, stand sideways when you hit. And then all of a sudden, who started the revolution where they're like they're hitting the ball like that? And I thought my dad was like, right, like you have to stand sideways, like when you hit a tennis. So that's part of the reason for this. Like, we're always like, you have to be up to date on what the heck is going on in the sports world, because things are changing so fast.
I got the off the court question. Summer's wrapped up, but like Darius had his softball games on, and Max had youth camps.
Yeah.
Tyrese had a back to school drive. Larry with the Swenson stuff. How important is it as a coach for you to see these guys as people and what they're doing in their communities?
It was part of my relationship building tour to make sure I went to their events. Because that's when you get the casual. First of all, it's like, I'm with you. I love what you're doing, right? And then you also get to know the people that work around them. These players have teams of people that work, and so you get to know them better. And then the player that's having the event, you obviously bond with them. I mean, Darius' event, I ended up talking to his mom and dad like for 30 minutes, which normally you're just not in that environment. So I think it's just part of the job. Part of the job I enjoy. Max's camp in Chicago, like that was amazing. Like, here he is. It's such a big thing in his community, and then his whole family kind of runs the whole thing, and his mom's doing like concessions. His dad's organized. His brother is kind of like camp director, and again, that's just the better you get to know them, the better you can coach them type mentality. And I think Evan's having, I think in November he's got an event coming up. So I think this is just part of the NBA and part of my job, part of our staff's job is to go and support them.
Can you guys begin preseason tomorrow night? Just what are you hoping to get out of that preseason game?
We obviously have our identity, our basic, basic principles. We want to see where we are with that. Our tweaks, see where we are, how they're translating. That's kind of, and then there's the conditioning factor, right? Like, we obviously have minutes scripted for our guys. So it's kind of those three things that we're looking at.
Do you anticipate starters playing?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they'll play. Not big minutes, obviously, but they'll play.
All right. Thank
All
you
right.
guys.